Welcome to the 21-day cleanse. I'm sure all of you are maybe a little excited and maybe a little scared about starting the 21-day program. It's going to be challenging. Don't worry, it's also going to be amazing. And so we'll talk through questions and concerns on Tuesday night. But to make sure that you have a successful 21-day cleanse, there are some items that you are definitely going to want to put time into prepping for. So today we're just going to do a quick pantry purge. Hopefully you have your guidebook and it should have arrived in your kit. In that guidebook on page 21, there is a list of foods that are not allowed during this 21 days. I just jotted them up here because I figured it'd be easier to see, but we're going to be getting rid of alcohol, sugar, gluten, rice, dairy, eggs, nuts, caffeine, grains, shellfish, and any processed foods. And I think that's a pretty exact list. And then just quick note, some of these are unhealthy foods that you might not want to bring back in after your cleanse. Some of them are quality foods, like eggs, like nuts, like dairy for some folks who don't have an allergy or a sensitivity. So toward the end of the cleanse, we'll be talking about food reintroduction, and we'll talk about like, how do you find out if you are sensitive to dairy, eggs, nuts, but I just want to make myself perfectly clear, like some of these are healthy foods. Some of them, like alcohol, sugar, gluten, this might be a point in your life where you're ready to remove them pre-cleanse and keep them out post-cleanse. Ultimately, that's kind of what the cleanse is striving for, is just kind of resetting some new habits to keep in place long-term. One other side note here. So alcohol, sugar, and caffeine, those are foods that we pretty easily, our bodies become addicted to. So you're going to want to taper off of them, preferably like 5 days before your cleanse. With caffeine, you actually can have caffeine as far as, like in some green teas, a perfectly acceptable beverage that has caffeine in it, but also has some health qualities to it as well. What was I going to say? So taper off those things that you feel like you might have kind of a withdrawal reaction in them. And then some people might keep coffee in their cleanse. I put that in one of my emails. So a cup of coffee is perfectly acceptable if you don't feel comfortable removing it completely. If you are going to remove it completely, make sure that you're tapering off your last cup of coffee. You could reserve some of it in a small jar, put it in the refrigerator, and then if you feel a headache coming on, just take a sip or two. It should help get you off it completely. All right, so here's our refrigerator. And I'm just gonna pull things that we're not going to be able to have during the cleanse. We have some grass-fed beef that we're not going to be able to eat, so we'll get rid of that guy. We have some homemade yogurt in the dairy category. We won't be consuming that in the 21 days. Grass-fed beef, nope. And I'll just kind of stash what we will be keeping so we can kind of peruse that real quickly. Eggs are going to go away. A totally healthy food, but it's a high allergen, and that's why we're going to take it out for these 21 days. Butter can stay. It's a quality fat, and we always consume a lot of quality fats in our household, so butter will stay. Vegetables will stay. We've got some black olives in here, which again are a great quality fat that are totally great, especially to add into your veggie meals. Avocado, a great fat, totally acceptable. We have some grapefruit sparkling water that doesn't have any sweetener added to it, so perfectly acceptable. That'll stay. Some kale. We have some little brownie bites that I made in preparation for the cleanse. I'll give you the recipe for those. Again, unsweetened cocoa powder is perfectly acceptable. It has some caffeine in it. And then down here in the drawer, we've got some cheddar, some Gruyere, some Parmesan. And again, these can be perfectly healthful foods for people if they don't have a dairy sensitivity or allergy. So that's going in our no pile. We've got some citrus, lemon and lime, which are going to, you might use them in your water during the cleanse. You might use them in food preparation during the cleanse. We have some homemade chicken stock. I know in the list it doesn't actually say that you can consume animal broths, but you totally can. So that stays. We have some healthy mayo that has quality fat in it, but it also has egg yolks in it, so we're going to get rid of that guy. Mustard without any gluten or sugar in it, that'll stay and be very useful. Some hot sauce, very useful. Seltzers, we're not gonna have those during the cleanse, so those will go away. Some items, let me get the beeping to stop. Some items, you know, if they're not going to tempt you and you will come back to them after the cleanse, then I would just, like stick them in a drawer or put them in the fridge, or maybe you designate a special cupboard to those things. Or if you have children or a partner in your home that isn't going to be doing this with you, like tell them, let them know how they can help you and get them set up with a drawer where they have their special foods or a special cupboard. Maple syrup is going to be a no. We've got some green curry paste, which will be very helpful for quick, easy meals. Tahini, that doesn't have any bad fats or anything added to it, so that will stay. Yeast clearly is not something that we'll consume on the cleanse, but it's not gonna go bad or anything, so that just hangs out there. Kalamata olives, almond flour. So we won't be consuming nuts during the cleanse either, because a lot of people, it's just a high allergen. So almond flour will go there. Capers, yes, this is a hot sauce of some sort without sugar in it, so that can stay. Jalapenos would be fine. I think that covers it as far as the fridge goes. And then we have peanut butter, nut category. It will go away during the cleanse. Raisins, dried fruit will not be part of the cleanse. Fresh fruit is perfectly acceptable. Dried fruit will spike blood sugar levels, so dried fruit will go away. We have some potato chips that will go away. Sunflower seeds, it's a seed, so that could actually stay and be part of your 21-day cleanse. And then going through here real quickly, rice is in the no category. Cashews, nuts, no. We have coconut chips. Yes, those can stay. Black beans dried. Those we would definitely want in our first 10 days. Quinoa, I got this from Costco. It's organic. It's a huge portion, but if you're gonna eat a lot of quinoa, go grab some. And then garbanzo beans, perfectly acceptable. Yeah, the wine, we have white wine and red wine in here. Probably won't use them in the 21 days. In foods, they would cook off, but we probably just won't mess with them. However, they're gonna be in a cupboard. We don't look in here very often, so they're just gonna live there. We've got coconut milk, two varieties, which is a great way to add fat during the cleanse. What else? Olives back up. Some red curry paste, which again for your veggie meals will just make things really easy and delicious. Yeah, so I think that's it. And then just kind of side note, so the other thing that's going to be a huge part of your cleanse, and I'll do a video on this in the upcoming days. You will consume smoothies 2 to 3 a day. It's going to help keep you really full. It's also going to provide nutrients that help support and the organs of detoxification and help get toxins out efficiently of the body. So we just have our blender set up out of the counter, so it's easy to throw our smoothies together in the morning. So you are going to want large quantity of berries. These we got from Costco. They're quite nice if you have access. Costco also has frozen mango. So just make sure that you have a blender, and when you do your first shop, you get a large quantity of frozen fruit that you can use in your smoothies. I think that's it. Yeah, I'll see you all Tuesday night.